Hey guys, welcome back to some more Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. Let's continue down this eye line. What's next? Oh, radio. Good.
Radio?
Music time.
I got the ham out.
Time to change it to the oldie station. Because, you know, Captain Cuttlefish always liked the oldies and stuff. And, not that type of radio? Huh. Oh,
Wait,
okay.
would oldies just be Splatoon 1 music to him?
Actually, no, at this point, Cuttlefish would not be putting it on the oldies. He'd just be putting it on the rap channel. He's just so in the rap now, he would just go straight to it.
Yeah, he probably would.
That doesn't seem right to me. I'm sorry.
Did a hip hop, did hippity hoppity, hip hop,
Oh, the
hop,
stamp
hop, the
guys.
drop. Stamp guys. I hate those stamp guys. Those stamp guys get annoying real quick.
They're really bad in groups, but luckily with something like the sloshing machine, they just pretty much die in one shot.
Did I ever tell you how much of this type of ink always looks like ink lemonade to me?
Yeah, it definitely does, especially with how bright it is.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like a bright bubble gum myself. But
Bubble gum.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they make bubblegum references in backgrounds of Octo expansion as well, so yeah, I can see bubblegum in this too.
Yeah.
What would the green be? Like a watermelon bubble gum? I don't
lime
know.
green. A lime green.
That's better one everyone else calls it. Good old mucus.
That's because people always default to the nasty crap.
Yeah, well, because people are just nasty.
Do you remember the ketchup and mayonnaise Splatfest?
Oh yeah, blood versus the white substance, as everyone always called it.
It's just blood and yeah, another thing that is not ad friendly to say on YouTube. So I mean, granted, we're not getting ads on this video, but it's, you know,
When have our videos ever been clean enough?
I know.
Good question. Stuff we've said and also shown off. Out.
But you know, it's just, you know, the video's already not clean because you're sloshing your ink everywhere. It's already dirty. With the slosh
Don't blame us. That's just the game.
I know. Don't hate the player. Don't just hate the game. Don't hate the player. Right?
You should have seen that coming.
Yeah, he should have saw that coming. I mean, there was a splat bomb just waiting for him.
Although sometimes hitboxes with those splat bombs can be very deceiving, because you think you're in a clear zone. No, you're not. Those splat bombs hit radius is just giant.
Or, you know, like one time I thought I was hit and I was completely missed for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I should have been dead, but I'm not dead.
Times that the hit detection, like when we played Salmon Run.
Yeah.
and we all were dead, but it was at the right of the buzzer, so technically we weren't dead. All these freaking Octo bomber guys.
Do those big guys actually have an official name? I can't remember if we said that.
I think they're Octo bombers, I think.
Yeah, that they do. I never remember the names of half these things, just because they're sometimes based on what the weapons they use, and then sometimes are not even close.
Octo Striker?
That makes sense for the one with the Tenna missile. I think that is a striker.
Yeah, that was the one, the first game they had the Tenna missiles. Or not, the Ink Strike. The first game had the ones with the Ink Strike.
Speaking of missiles. Is this one nerfed too?
Unfortunately, no. Speaking of not being nerfed, let's use Sting to finish the mission. Kind of why I like doing things in that specific way. Go left path when you get to that final checkpoint, and then finish off the enemies on the right side using the specials, because they're all kind of clumped together. Those other enemies, they boost around so much, it's just hard to get a good shot with the specials.
I like the little description on that station. It was called 10-4, good buddy. Did we finish the eye line? No.
In there.
I see we haven't seen it yet.
What do you mean we haven't seen? That's on the whole other side of the deep sea metro station. We're not going there for a bit.
I mean, you're on a conjunction between I and C. Take care out there. Okay, sea cucumber. Quit acting like you care. You want my money.
Essentially.
We're going to the car wash or the car dirtier.
Yeah, essentially, the car wash in this universe might as well be mass murder, because if you're caught in the car wash here, you're just gonna get splatted. I see a lot of wrongful death suits coming up.
Why are they on rails?
Yeah, why are they just floating over the abyss?
Yeah, good question. This car wash is a little weird. It's gonna drive their car over air. Come on.
I wonder what the Inklings and Octolings think of, like, man-made, like, devices like cars. Be like, what is this? What are these things? Open Sesame.
That's Pearl for you. Now, I'm doing something risky here, but it could work in your favor. You rush this. Ideally, you just kind of ride these cars around in a circle, because they do get closer and closer to the center. But you can jump around if you want to be a little risky. It's just you got snipers and Gatling guns aimed at you.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And then there's this section, which this section is just a pain. Very, very long auto-scrolling section. You have to carefully maneuver your car in between the ink furlers here. It's not great. One wrong move and you're just done.
Oh, gosh.
Does not help when your ink runs out. Very easy to happen.
Do 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 do. We're gonna get copyright claim because it did Harry Potter music. Making, Ron Weasley fly the car again.
Oh, don't trust him.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
What did I say? Don't trust him.
This sucks, man.
It really does. These dang Octolings are the distraction.
That sucks, man. I love that.
This is fine. This is fine. Sometimes it's better just to take the L to get the W. Confusing that sounded, look, it worked.
What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
The problem I have with that final section is the enemies. They're there to distract you. You're better off just focusing on a propeller, because you focus on the enemies, you die. Don't have enough time to kill them and then also get through the propeller section.
I'm sitting here playing Flappy Bird with a freaking car.
Essentially. Flappy Squid, I guess. That just sounds terrible. Actually, no, let's take that back.
Oh, God. Please, no.
All Eyez station. That's Eyez with a Z in it.
Not how you spell it.
Well, apparently they spelled it that way, so... They need to go back to English class.
What are those mysterious floating rectangles back there with the wires coming out of it? They look awfully old and outdated. Yeah, also look like a pain anytime you have to return to local Blockbuster to work with.
What is that a VHC? VHX? VHS? Oh yeah, that's right. VHS.
Half of these VHS tapes are just torn up in the background, so you can tell someone rewinded them and they just broke. Why no one liked them. Always happens.
Yeah. What does VHS even stand for? I forgot. Video home.
Video home system.
Video home system. Okay. I was like, I knew it's like video home something, but I couldn't remember what the S was. I hate this mission because you have to just sit there and. Then again, this is a mission with freaking charge shots. And I can't.
Yeah, I mean, there's one weapon here that isn't a sniper. You get the Jet Squelcher, but honestly, the Jet Squelcher is probably the hardest out of the 3 weapons to use. Because half of these zip lines you can't even shoot unless you're jumping into the abyss and then shoot them mid-jump. It just doesn't have enough range. So honestly, you're better off just picking one of the 2 sniper weapons, a standard charger or the E-Leader. Not bad with the E-Leader. This is the easiest weapon by far to use because of that range.
I love how dumb these guys are. Even 3, like, they were so dumb.
Yeah. Like, the Gatlings up here are just shooting out in the abyss. What are you aiming at?
You're gonna lose all your ink, buddy.
He doesn't even know what ink is. He just knows to shoot.
At this point, that's pretty much the mentality.
Look at that. He's aiming right at you, and he's like, what are you?
What are you? I gotta rev up my engines.
Oh no, my one weakness. I haven't revved up the gun yet.
Is that supposed to be a key? The mem cake is supposed to be a key.
That one specifically, yeah. Makes sense, because on the eye line, you're getting more of mem cakes that represent items from the single-player campaign. So in that case, you got a key from a vault that you'd see in something like Octo Canyon. Or Octo Valley, because both Splatoon 1 and 2 pretty much did the same thing.
What station's this one? Can't touch this station.
Also known as, not this one. This one is very easy to accidentally lose a life. Because if you get shot, touch enemy ink, or I guess just look in the wrong direction of enemy ink, that counts as a death. It's very hit or miss at times on your death. Because sometimes you don't touch the ink and you die, and sometimes you touch it and you're fine. It's just an inconsistent mission, I feel.
An inconsistent mission?
See, right there, I touched the ink. You heard it for a split second. It did that, like, little... You're grounded in ink sound effect this game has. But that didn't count as a death. And that can happen a lot, but then there's other times where the same situation happens and you die. Really helps to have Tenebral for this mission, just because you really want that shield. Even that doesn't always protect you.
Go get them, boys. Let's shoot the shield.
See how one of the shots from that enemy ink got through it anyway? So even the Tenebral shield isn't the most reliable. So funny, I thought that was an online exclusive problem. That's why this weapon sucks. Netcode. And sadly, no, it's also in the single player. In some regard.
Oh gosh. Flying projectiles. Don't let it touch you. Keep away. This is the worst game of keep away I've ever had in my life.
I can see why they titled it the way they did now.
Yep. This is pretty much the floor is a lava challenge. That is exactly what this is.
Yeah, that was a mission in Splatoon 3 that was like that too.
Yeah, they did bring this concept back. I don't think it was as hard in 3. This one just feels a lot more punishing in a lot of areas. Especially if you're not using the umbrella.
Yeah, it seems like the umbrella is your best friend for this mission.
Taking your time, don't you go over, try to just rush it over there.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You only got like 3 eggs per box, so you can just skip those 6. And then you come up to the worst section, the ending here. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. For example, Pixel of Ink.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't like where this is going. Yeah. Pixel ink. Just die.
Isn't that just this game in general, though?
Essentially, at times, might as well be. It really isn't worth getting the ink refill when you could just stay in your own ink and refill on your own.
Especially when you're getting shot at.
Unnecessary death number 2. Necessary number 3.
Stop! Stop! I was waiting for it.
And then this is when the nerves hit you. It's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. You gotta just take this part slow. That's the problem. Rushing it in general is just a bad idea no matter what.
Oh, that's bad for you because, you know, you don't like to play slowly. Ain't that right, Lester?
Hey, sometimes you gotta go fast. That's the only way to live. Literally, you gotta outrun the danger.
Oh, God. You're making me nervous. What are you doing?
Trying to live. Also get the shinies.
You don't live it if you're trying to go for a freaking ink refill that you're gonna have on hand all the freaking time.
See, that's the problem when I have the refills here. I swear, they're traps.
And you pushed him off.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been standing there. It was his own fault.
What I tell you, never stand right next to the ledge 50 stories high.
Yeah. He didn't listen, that's his own fault.
Whoa. How would that could have been disastrous?
I do love how in this section the platforms are so narrow that the tent umbrella just overcomes the whole structure, which half the time just pushes the enemies off of the platform to their own deaths. You don't even have to worry about killing them. They just fall off on their own.
Just go away, you stupid thing. Please just go away.
But it really helps to have that shield. Hang back. Don't rush. That 1 pixel of ink is still your mortal enemy, and there's a lot of that. A lot of pixels here. There, we overcome the hardest part. Not paying attention.
Man, that was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, any mission that's just a one-hit KO in a game like this can be very nerve-wracking. There's more of those kind of levels later, but I swear that's the hardest one because it's the longest in that don't get hit style. The later levels are like that, only like maybe a minute or 2 at most. That are way more doable. Not nearly as stressful.
No whammy. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
And we go from one of the hardest missions to one of the easiest. This one is just... It feels like a freebie. It sounds really daunting at first, but it's not. And you'll see as soon as we get into the mission itself.
Defend the orb. This is a thing games done quick with love. Defend the orb!
Yeah, and then also the chat's like, oh, here we go again.
I wonder if they would ever do a speedrun of this game.
They've done a speedrun of every single Splatoon game at this point. And around the time they've come out, too, within, like, that first year period. That's continuing with Splatoon 3 being featured at the Awesome Games 2023.
Yeah, they're gonna be showing Splatoon 3 this year. I think that's actually a first run.
Yeah, they've done a lot of Splatoon games, if I remember correctly, in the past as, like, the first run. 'Cause I think they did that with Splatoon 2, one of the GDQs.
Get away from my orb!
This just reminds me of the alien mission in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, except in this one, you can have things hit the orb, and it does not matter, because as long as you're shooting the orb to give it back health, You got more than enough time to take care of the big ones. The big missiles are your problem. The small fry, nah, that does not matter. You take it away, give it back.
He unlocked E-line.
Hey, look, a thing. I'm allergic to those, so I'm gonna continue going down the eye line, thanks.
I'm allergic to fangs. Just chilling on the train, sitting and swaying, clickety-clack. Tree Sponge Girl will be looking so cool, Trent. I can't keep up with you.
So I know, he talks fast.
But he doesn't know how to type.
At least you're not like Pearl and asking a question that obviously sets you up into a trap.
I love how we see Cuttlefish for the first time in this train, and he's sleeping. We talk to him, it's like, oh, I'm exhausted. It's like, dude, you just woke up from a nap. Come on.
He's an old man.
That's what happens when you get old, man.
You're not even doing anything. I'm doing all the hard work. Let me see you get out there and do the don't touch the station. Alright, why does everyone have to say it this time in the chat?
Uh-oh.
It looks like Pearl and Cuttlefish are all alone. That's a dangerous combination.
I have nothing to hide. We'll see. The heck is this?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to mention, I was in a war.
That takes me back. Dang, Cap. Guess you're a real deal.
Yeah, so this is stuff we actually already know of between both Splatoon 1 and 2's Sunken Scroll logs, is that Cuttlefish was part of that original big turf war back in the early years of the Splatoon's lore history, what do you want to call it? So it's like, yeah, just a little more explanation about that. Team has the big captain.
I love how when she exposed it, she said, "What is this?" And his reaction like, "Oh, that takes me back."
Yeah.
Run out of ink, it's game over.
So how do you like shooting maybe 10 bullets and your gun is empty? And if you got the ink cartridge at home? That's this mission. Although, it's really not that bad, because here's a secret for you. Up here's a ink refill. So because of this, you don't need all the ink refills here in the beginning section that you need keys to unlock. You can actually skip one of them. Kind of already working my way towards the ending already, and that's how much opening we have to the end. So now I'll just need one of the 2 ink refills, and we can just beat the level. This is honestly not that bad. You just have to be careful with your ink consumption. Just watch every shot. Luna Blaster is kind of a nightmare to do with this level, because Luna takes up a lot of ink every shot. It really helps to have that extra ink pack.
You don't got much left. Oh, now it's magically back.
It don't matter. You know what, screw that side on the right. I'm going out of here. Don't need it. Don't need to shoot these boxes. It's ideal we can skip that last section because it's more annoying to kill enemies there. So, for the better. They're flying enemies. So we can't just trap them in ink.
They make you fight an Octoling with limited ink.
Yep. Luckily the Octo AI is rock stupid, so just 2-shot her and leave. That's it. When you know about the extra ink pack, man, that goes by fast.